And we're live. Welcome back, everybody. Late show today. Didn't have our normal 12 o'clock live stream. Instead, we're doing it at 4. So please send a link out on your social media. Let everybody know we're here. And we're going live. And we got Moon Mutt. Hey, man. I like what you're doing with TikTok. We need all the help we can get. Good job. Thanks, man. Are you in the TikTok and YouTube Shorts live chat? Because we need your help there. So I hope you are. We just hit 200 yesterday, which is the good news. Putting the invite in the chat. Yeah, you guys should be in there. We got a great show. Not much going on. Not much going on in terms of Hex Pulsechain. There's some big news with regulation. A big centralized exchange got in trouble for not doing enough KYC AML, or it was like Russian or something. They ended up arresting some cartel who was, I guess they're alleging using the exchange to do some money laundering. So that's going to be interesting. But yeah, that's really that. We're going to cover that story, and we're obviously going to cover Twitter. What's going on? I wasn't so active on Twitter. Had a very busy day today. Finishing up my website and things like that. So then I could just go full speed ahead with streaming and social media and stuff. So check it out at furufinance.com. furufinance.com. Make sure you go there. There's a blog. You could book a session. You could join the Patron. And there's an About Me page, which is not polished at all. It still needs some work. And I don't know why I published it, but yeah, furufinance.com. Anyways, we got 10 watching. Let's go check out the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin has been having a bit of a retrace, but if you remember from our last show, that is what was predicted, right? We drew this. It was going to hit off the resistance and then go all the way up to about 24K. And it seems like it's playing out exactly as predicted. Exactly as predicted. Serious talk though. So my friend texted me this morning. He said, look, party's over, 11K and pray, because it started retracing. And I responded, I don't think we're going 11K, at least not straight to 11K, because we've been going down for so long. We're due at least like a relief rally. So I said 27K. We're going up to at least 27K. And then maybe we'll go dip down again into the teens. Maybe we'll even go to 11K. But we have to at least go to 27K because we literally look at this. So oversold. Boom. Boom. I guess it's like really 2. Boom. Down. Literally everything was bearish. We finally got some sort of rip. It's literally just going to go to 21,702. I don't think so. I think it's at least hitting this at 24. I don't know if it's going to hit this, but it might. I don't know. We're due a relief rally. This is literally crazy, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe we could check out oh yeah, and on the RSI we had the bullish divergence. Let's go to the RSI. Make it a favorite. Massive bullish divergence. You guys like technical analysis, you're getting technical analysis. Wow. We have to go to 27K if there's anything to TA. Look, 1, 2, and then we showed here. 1, 2. Let's get rid of these just so it's clear. Delete that. Yeah, look at that. Lower high, higher high, higher high, lower high, right? Unless you count the wicks. Do you count the wicks? Yeah, let's count the wick. Let's not count the wicks. If we count the wicks, it might not be. No, we're counting the wicks, okay? That's the thing. If they're wrong, then they would say, oh yeah, it's because you had to include the wicks. And if they're right, they'd say we're right. So they kind of win either way. It's like if it goes up, it goes up. If it goes down, it goes down. Massive bullish divergence on the RSI. I don't think this is the dump. I think we're going to 20, at least 20, 28K. 28K. 28K target. 27, 28K. Okay, that's that for Bitcoin. We're due relief. It's been out of control how bearish we've been. I'm not going to go there and like just jump to concluding that we're out, the bottom's in, although I said it's very possible the bottom's in. But I'm going to say that I don't think the relief rally's over, at least. Okay? Fair? Anyways, we got the Hex price. It's been moving along with Bitcoin, meaning when Bitcoin's been going up, it's been going up. And when Bitcoin's been going down, it's going down. Bounced off the resistance, and we're headed back for 2.1 cents, 2.1 cent target. Unless we reverse and break above, in which case we're headed for 4.6. So if I said Bitcoin's going up, the relief rally's not over, I'm going to say that Hex is going to hit that 4.6 cents. It's going to hit that 4.6 cent target. Also, it's been massively bearish, like even more than Bitcoin. So it's got to have a relief rally, at least a 4.6. It's got to happen. And I think the rest will be really dependent on Pulsechain. But this has been so bearish. We've been so beaten up. We are due a relief rally. Let's go to the RSI. Any divergences here? Yeah, I don't even know if I'm convinced of divergences because this is a bullish divergence. Is it? Do you go to by the purple or the yellow? Higher high, lower high, higher high, and dump. I don't know. But I think we're going to 4.6. That's my guess. Don't trade. Traders always lose, at least in comparison to long-term hodlers. And you could lose all your money, so don't do it. But what do you guys think? You guys think we're headed to 4.6 or we're going straight back down to a penny? I want to see what you guys are saying in the chat. We got Isaac Montoya. 100. Fire muscles. Nice. Love you too, man. Yeetus Lab. We're going to 6 cents with Hex. And Hex is going back to a penny. Pick one, Yeetus Lab, and welcome to the show. I haven't seen you before. So please like and subscribe. And then go to furufinance.com and book yourself a one-on-one. Or become a Patreon. 4.6. Yeah, I like that call, 4.6. I'm in good company. I'm in good company with Hex Squid. Yeah, so I guess that's really it. I just think we've been so oversold that we need a rip at least. Even if you want to say we're going down to a penny, which I think I'm leaning towards we're not, but who knows? We need a rip. It's overdue. It's overdue. Like even here, like we went down so much and there was a nice pump. Nice pump from like 13, wicked up to 35. So that's like a little bit less than a 3x, a 3. So like it was like a 280% pump. I think it's got to happen sooner or later. Also here we had a little bit of that. Those fake pumps, I hate them. But again, I don't think we're going to have, we might hit the bottom. We might have hit the bottom, but we're not getting into that euphoria where it's up and up and up for another probably year. Probably a year or perhaps a little bit less than a year. But that's what I'd say. That's my market outlook. And for more on my market outlook, a good thing to do would be subscribe to the Furu Finance newsletter. Let me actually link that in the description. Yeah, you get exclusive market outlook here. Go click that, put your email in, end-to-end encrypted, weekly newsletter exclusive content. Isaac, I see Penny after Fed pause. We will start going up. Penny after, when's Fed pause? 2 more months? It's like Pulsechain launch. People are saying 25 because we got the 6.5 CPI. And then what? It's 2 more months. 2 25s and then pause. I don't know. It really depends on the CPI also, because if let's say the next CPI comes out a little higher, which maybe it would be because we had 3 lower in a row, then we're probably not going to get even a pause until at least 3 months. Maybe that could throw us off a month. I think a 25 basis point rate hike is already going to be bullish for the market. But we got 22 watching. I hope you're enjoying. I hope you like and subscribe and sign up to the newsletter right over here. Moving on, we got our Twitter, or crypto bubbles, I'm sorry. Green day. It's not green day, it's week. Could we change it to day? Yeah, we're going to keep it on day. Day's more accurate. FTT dumping. Everything's down. Chili's. Hex, 5.9. Trust Wallet token down. SHIB is pumping a little bit, probably because of that Shibarium nonsense. And H-bar. Everybody pushes H-bar, and its price performance was pretty trash. But who knows? See it a lot over TikTok, because I've been on TikTok for a little bit. But you know what I've been seeing a lot over TikTok lately? I've been seeing Hex. In fact, I just hit over 500 followers on TikTok. So please follow me on TikTok. 1,000 I get to live stream. So yeah. But that's it for the crypto bubbles. And then we got Hex daily stats. Checking Hex on the daily. We got 32 changing current holders and 35 changing current stakers. So double digits as always, pretty much. But it's been just going up. More people coming in, less people leaving. But lately it's been really like more money leaving just because we did a 10,000x. So but we're down a lot. So again, I think we're very oversold. And I think we're headed to 4.6. Shout out to Hex Squid. Crypto Chino. I think we're cooling down a little before the next leg up. The next leg up? You call this a leg up? I don't know. I do believe we won't see 1.7 again, and we hit bottom in the long term. Zooming out. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Zooming out, I think we'll continue to make higher lows. I think you might be very right that we hit the bottom. But you also might be wrong. If I had to pick one, I'd say the crypto bottoms, and especially because regulation's coming in. And that's something that Gareth Soloway talked about, that regulation would bring back investor confidence. It will allow for the big money to come in. So we want big money, but a lot of people don't want regulation. I think if we're talking strictly price performance and we're not political, you probably want regulation. But we're going to get to that later. But thanks, Crypto Chino. And moving on. This was cool. This is Pulsechain News and Talk. So they've been posting very rarely. I think part of that is because they only post when there's really something happening. Like it's not one of those rah-rah accounts. Like, yeah, not such frequent posters. They really only post when there's big news. And they posted Pulsechain testnet v3 is imminent. Devs are in the final testing phases before official release of testnet v3. User interface of the PLS staking received a huge overhaul. Nearly 600 staking validators in operation. Pulse and PulseX SAC balance will likely be updated with v3 launch. And then I like the Pulse Yodeler saying proof, sir. Yeah, I think there deserves to be proof. Like he's saying UI overhaul. I mean, I don't know. He's not making some like crazy crazy statements. It's just saying it's close, which everyone's saying is close. Richard Hart said it's close, right? Pulsechain v3 is close. Pulsechain v3 is close, guys. It's really clear. So shout out to Pulsechain News and Talk. You could go give him a follow. He's got a lot of followers. 19,000 followers compared to my 1,000, guys. Just hit 1,000 followers on Twitter, which is nice. YouTube recently 2,000. Not getting those Pulsechain News and Talk numbers, but if you're enjoying the stream, make sure you like and subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow normal time, hopefully. But yeah, shout out to that. KDP.PLS said ADA took 2.5 years to launch. Solana took 3 years to launch. AVAX took 2 years to launch. What's the problem with Pulsechain exactly? This is a very good point. Right? 2, 3, 2.5. I know AVAX is a fork of Ethereum that took 2 years. So why is everyone making these baseless accusations? Well, I know why some people are, because they have ulterior motives. They're trying to push their poor performing altcoin, to say the least. So I know why they're making allegations, but anybody that is serious and wants to know what's going on, I mean, nothing's really out of the ordinary. It's 2 years. It's a little more than 2 years. AVAX took 2 years. So, so I think that's a very good point. You should be following KDPLS. And KDP.PLS over here says, Hex didn't have a centralized exchange token allocation to gain adoption. Hex has not paid influencers. Hex has no marketing budget. 10,000x anyway. Pulsechain will do the same. Pulsechain. She wrote it in the wrong order. It's supposed to say Pulsechain can do the same. Pulsechain will do the same. Retweet that, though. It's a good tweet. And what's interesting is that she's saying didn't have an allocation, and she's saying 10,000x anyway. But in fact, it is precisely because they weren't paying influencers and they weren't marketing and they didn't have a centralized exchange token allocation, why it was able to do such good price performance. Because that's the big misconception. When you're a cryptocurrency company or a company that starts a cryptocurrency and you're paying influencers and you have a marketing budget and you have a centralized exchange, well, let's say just paid influencers and marketing budget. How do you pay for the marketing budget? You pay for the marketing budget by selling your tokens. When you sell your tokens, the price doesn't do well. So it is exactly is exactly for that reason that Hex was able to do a 10,000x. I mean, it's not exactly and precisely due to that reason, but that's one of the main reasons it was able to. And I spoke about this with Johnny Chaos. I called it the company metric. People think that a company, a company behind a crypto is good. It's not good for price performance. And XRP could not make a higher high despite having one of the most engaging and largest communities, because Ripple was selling XRP because they were getting unlocks of $1 billion a year, $1 billion a month or something. I don't know, something crazy. Selling it on the open market. I know Jed McCaleb left. He was selling it on the market. And that is why Ripple's price performance has been so poor in the last bull market. I mean, it's been terrible. Underperformed Bitcoin, and nobody underperforms Bitcoin. So yeah, that was interesting, and I like that tweet. But yeah, check that out. And we got our featured story, but before that, I may as well where is it? Whoops. We got furufinance.com, right? My website. And the homepage, it offers crypto tutoring, $100 an hour. You book it, you just click it, it notifies my phone. You pick a time, any day available. Choose a time. Next, you pay, and then it sends me a notification. Fill out your info. I don't think you have to give your phone number. Email you do. But yeah, check that out. That's really cool. But what's even cooler is that you go to offers and discounts. It's $100 an hour, but then you join the Patreon, right? You become a patron. You get exclusive access, benefits, discounts, membership. So if you join silver or gold, so that's 20 or 30 a month, you get what? A free consultation. Literally a free consultation. Plus all the benefits of Discord, discounts on future consultations, patron shout out. Sunday, we're having a Zoom meeting with the patrons, and there's also, I'm filming a live course, and you could join that too. Where is it? I don't know. It didn't update, but yeah. So even if bronze, you get 50% off a 1 hour sesh. So it's only $50. Thing is, you have to book it by email. So you just email me furufinance@gmail.com. But yeah, what a deal. And then you got gold. Yeah, you get more benefits. And you also get the free consultation. So yeah, go check that out. Join the Patreon or just book a sesh today. Moving on though. We got the Justice Department announces arrest of Russian cryptocurrency founder. This is an interesting one because regulation, it looks like it's coming in. I don't know if you guys saw the press conference with the DOJ, but it seems like they're actually getting serious about regulation. And that means that there will be more confidence in people putting their money into crypto. So I guess it's a good thing, but it's also maybe not a good thing because it always ends up intruding on people's privacy and things like that. But yeah, Yeetus Labs. This is just exit liquidity. We're going back down to sub a penny. It's not exit liquidity. It's just price depreciation. Exit liquidity, isn't that like when you try and shill a scam token so the founders could get out and dump and like take everyone's money from the pools? I've been offered that a lot, by the way. You guys should know I've been offered over a couple $1,000. They're like, could you shill this token? Play this video. But I don't, because I love you. Wow, can't believe people push Ripple with all the proof the company is selling it to pay for expenses, because people don't even know that that's happening. Like I literally was holding XRP for like a good 2-3 years, and I didn't know that they were even doing that until the beginning of this past bull run. It's like people just hear XRP and they're like, oh, 589 XRP army and blah, blah, blah. But they don't do, that's the importance of research. That's the importance of reading a white paper. That's the importance of looking at token distribution. Because if you don't, you're going to get taken advantage of. I mean, that's just the way it works here. There's more opportunity than anywhere else, probably in the world, to make that never work again money in cryptocurrency. There's more opportunity in cryptocurrency than anywhere in the world. But the problem is that with great opportunity comes great risk. And cryptocurrency is a cesspool of scammers and rug pulls and people trying to steal your stuff and people trying to get your money and get you to leverage trade for affiliate marketing, affiliate links, and things like that. Yeah, that's the unfortunate reality. But let's get into the article. Justice Department announces arrest of Russian cryptocurrency founder. A Russian national who founded a cryptocurrency exchange that evaded U.S. regulations became a haven for proceeds of criminal activity and has been arrested, federal officials said Wednesday. Cryptocurrency trading platform Coinbase. No, it's different. Anatoly Legkadimov, who lives in China, was arrested Tuesday night in Miami and was due in court on a charge of conducting an unlicensed money transmitting business. Prosecutors allege that Legadimov's China-based cryptocurrency exchange, BizLotto Ltd., of which he served as majority owner, did not implement required anti-money laundering safeguards and required only minimal identification from its users, even permitting users to supply information belonging to strawman registrants, people serving as cover for the users. The Justice Department said BizLotto, either directly or through its intermediaries, conducted more than 700 million in cryptocurrency exchanges with users of Hydra Market, a darknet marketplace for drugs, fake identifications, and other illegal products. I mean, I guess that's what happens when there's no KYC. Today's actions send the clear message: whether you break our laws from China or Europe or abuse our financial system from a tropical island, you can expect to answer for your crimes inside a United States courtroom, Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco said in a statement, in apparent reference to the arrest last month in the Bahamas of Sam Bankman-Fried, former CEO of failed cryptocurrency firm FTX. The charge Legedimov faces carries a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison upon conviction. Legedimov, 40, was in custody Wednesday, and it was unclear if he had a lawyer who would comment on his behalf. The Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network and French authorities were expected to announce actions of their own. Well, that's interesting. So he was operating from China, and the U.S. arrested him. But I guess the U.S. is claiming that since trading was available in the U.S., I guess trading on the platform was available in the U.S., even though they weren't operating in the U.S., that warrants his arrest. I don't know. I don't know if he knew. I don't know if these things about drug dealers using the exchange are true or not. I mean, they are. He has not been convicted. He is accused. But so within this particular incident, we're going to have to wait for the facts to come out because we just don't know at this point. But the overall message from this article and from the press conference, which I saw a little bit, is that they're going to start regulating, and they're regulating hard. And this is my take on regulation is with regards to political stances, do we want regulation? Yes. Yeah, we do. I mean, but it seems to not really be targeted at the people that it should be targeting. And it seems to always just want to just crack down on people that are just, trying to run a business and want privacy, or people that, don't want to give up all their personal information on an exchange or whatever. So, I mean, it always seems to be channeled towards innocent people and more of as a means of control than actually getting serious about ending real crime and, drug dealing and things like that. Is that deliberate? I don't know. It's possible it's not. It's possible. It's possible it is, and it's possible it's not. It's possible they just cryptocurrency is new and they just don't really understand it. We're gonna have to wait and see how that unfolds. But I will say that in terms of in terms of like human rights, political statement, whatever, it's. I mean, there should be regulation. I think if you don't want regulation, you're out of your mind. If you think people aren't going to take advantage of the weak and vulnerable in an environment where there's no regulation, you're nuts. And I think there are some people out there that are nuts and they actually want no regulation, which is crazy. So there has to be regulation, but there has to be good regulation. So we're going to see if the regulation is good or not. I don't know. But as far as price, Gareth Soloway covered it. I like what he said, that regulation is going to be a little bit of a bottom signal, because that really does allow people to comfortably dip their toes into cryptocurrency, which right now is considered fringe. So I think regulators stepping in would make it more mainstream and bring more people into crypto, which will bring more people into Hex too. So it is very good for price. And this could be another signal that the bottom's in, another signal that not that it's the end of the bear market, and not that it is the beginning of the bear market, but it is the beginning of the end of the bear market. And I think that's fair. I think it is the beginning of the end of the bear market, which means we could still have rip your face off moves and, followed by 50, 60% corrections. I think that's very possible. I think it's very likely, but I don't know if we're going to go below 15,500. Again, it's going to depend on a lot of things, how they unfold. But we're not going to know how they unfold until they unfold. And that's the problem. That's really what it comes down to when I say that nobody can predict accurately future price performance. Charts only tell you what happened in the past. What happens in the past is in the past. And past performance is not indicative of future results. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But I can with conviction say that I believe really that cryptocurrency is coming back. And I think most people agree. Most people that actually know what's going on and are close to the close to the conversation, whatever, I think they would agree. I think it only makes sense that it's coming back. And I think does that mean that you just buy the dip? No, because most aren't coming back. Most didn't come back in the first bull market. After the first bull market, most, and what I mean by come back is make a higher high. Most of them didn't, but a few of them did. And if you got into those, you were golden. And I think the same thing will apply to this coming bull market. I think most of them aren't coming back. I think a few of them are, and I think Hex is one of them. What are other ones? Probably Bitcoin, Ethereum, Monero, SHIB. Are there any other ones that'll come back? BNB. Pulsechain, PulseX don't count because they weren't there in the past bull market. So you can't say that. And maybe, I don't know. There's some other ones out there that seem to have some stuff going on. I know there's VeChain. There's Cardano. Cardano is probably going to come back, but most of these that have been around for multiple cycles are already their returns already diminished. I don't know if you're not going to make life-changing wealth. I don't think you're going to make life-changing wealth with Bitcoin and Ethereum, in my opinion, not financial advice. Bitcoin will probably get a 10x bottom to top. You're not catching the bottom. You're not selling on the top. So you might have an average cost gains after the top of like 4 or 5x, which sucks. But yeah, that's really it for the news. If there's anything you guys want to talk about in the chat, just mention it. Again, go to furufinance.com. Go sign up for the newsletter. Go like and subscribe, and go send the super chat. Crypto Chino says, next leg up for Bitcoin. Lol, sorry for the confusion. I was talking about Bitcoin first and then Hex. So you think... Okay. I lost track. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think it's very possible bottoms in as well. Chad Donner Schwans. The Schwans of Donner has entered the chat. Thanks for tuning in, Chad. Chad is awesome. But yeah, so I'll wait another minute and obviously go to furufinance.com. Where is it? That is furufinance.com. Book a session today. Is this a bull trap? I said in the beginning, if you look back, I think Bitcoin is going to 27K. And do I know for sure? Absolutely not. Am I going to be right? Probably not, because no one's ever right. Actually, I might be right on this one, but don't count on it. But we've been going down for so long that we are due a nice relief rally, whatever, where it looks like the trend is reversing at least. That's really what it is. That's how I feel, at least. But, I guess you could have, yeah. I think we deserve that at least. Does that mean the bottom's in? No. Do I think the bottom's in? I'm leaning towards it, but we're still going to have massive, dumps still. Keep your head up, brother. I know being consistent with these videos can be exhausting. Great content as always. You're exploding in the Hex community. Thank you. Appreciate it. I appreciate the empathy, because yeah, it is exhausting. But I'm here for y'all, so it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Hey, I'll bet you 20 worth of Hex that Bitcoin goes below 15,000 if you want. 20. So 20 is silver on the Patreon. Become a patron, and if it goes below 15,000, maybe I'll send you 40. I don't know. I don't want to bet, but I think you might be right. I'm not that confident. Let's just say that. But my logic is good, because I said that the reason why Bitcoin might have bottomed, and Richard Hart is wrong about 11K and pray. And to be fair, like I said it late, like after the pump. It's not like I said it like when everyone was thinking he's for sure right. But the reason why is because Bitcoin dropped 85% last cycle. And that's why he's saying it's going to drop 85 again. But last cycle, it also pumped 4x more bottom to top. So it pumped less. So by definition, it should dump less. But also at the same time, you do have a tight money environment. So maybe you could say that that's the reason why, nevertheless, it'll drop 85%. So I don't know. Even Richard Hart doesn't know, but he's been right a lot. But that's actually interesting, because I was saying in my TikTok today, Jim Cramer's always wrong because he's the news, right? They say buy the rumor, sell the news. And Jim Cramer is the news. So people sell when things are on TV, right? Richard Hart talks about XRP being the top, and Bitcoin being on CNBC was the top. Jim Cramer is CNBC, which means he is the top, which means that when he shows something, it's already time for a dump. So I think Richard Hart is getting more and more famous. I think he's going to be probably the biggest name in crypto next bull market. Little doubt in my mind he's going to be the biggest name in crypto. So when everybody's watching you and you're on television, which he probably will be frequently, How could he possibly be right at that point? So while yes, right now he's on the fringes, he could be ahead of the curve. I don't know if he's going to be ahead of the curve for much longer if he isn't already behind the curve in terms of price calls. But who knows? I guess we'll see. He's still ahead of the curve, though. He's still more right than everybody. I mean, unbelievably more right than everybody. He was every person and their mom and their cousin and their dog was calling for 100K, often calling for 350K because that would be the equivalent of the bottom to top in the last bull market, and that didn't happen, and it went back to 15K. So he's been unbelievable. He has been unbelievable. I would have probably held the whole way down if not for him. So, but yeah, you might be right. You're in good company. Let's just say that, right? You're in good company. Crypto Chino, I'll take that bet at 100 of Hex by when. I hear you. I'm just having fun. I love what you're doing. Thank you, man. And I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you like and subscribe. But yeah, that's that. Do you guys are there any more questions, guys? I know this is a short stream, so I figured, we could take time to just do the AMA. And Hex Bear. Whoops. If CNBC knows that people perceive Jim Cramer as a counter indicator, then they may feed him the truth so people do the opposite. If CNBC knows that people perceive. Why do they want people doing the opposite? I don't think they really care as much as people think they care. You think CNBC is like thinking like, really? We want everybody to we want everybody to get wrecked. So we're going to tell them one way and it's going to go the other way. CNBC doesn't know which way the market's going to go. I'm sorry. Jim Cramer does not know definitively which way the market's going to go. And they may feed him the truth. What does that mean, the truth? They may feed him which way they don't know which way the market's going to go. How could they? You have to elaborate on that one, because what is the truth? He tells, for the most part, the truth, meaning in terms of like a company being in trouble or a company not being in trouble, a company having earnings, a company having a bad quarter, like those kinds of things are factually verifiable. Just when it comes to predicting future market performance, nobody knows. Jim Cramer doesn't know. If Jim Cramer knew, and if CNBC knew, and if these big institutions knew, then they would have bought Bitcoin in 2009, but they didn't. They bought the top. They all bought the top. The institutions bought the top. The institutions they're always behind. Crypto Chino, do you get sleep? Not as much as I want. What do you mean the media always hypes when the big guys are selling and FUD when they are buying? I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but if that were the case, that like it was just a big racket, then these big institutions would be having astronomical returns. They underperform the S&P 500. This is what people don't realize. You understand that go on your Robinhood, go on the 5-year for SPY, which is the S&P 500, which means that it is an index fund, meaning it's passive investing. They literally just buy the top 500 companies based on their weighted average, and it rebalances after every quarter. If you would have done that, you would have outperformed BlackRock's ETF. The only person who outperforms it consistently, not even always, it really depends on the time frame, is Warren Buffett, and he is the biggest legend, and nobody knows how much longer he's going to be around. So I don't understand why people are saying that, they're a bunch of schemers and they're just trying to dump on everybody. I think they would be doing a lot better if that was really the case, but they're not doing that well. I mean, they get returns, but they don't outperform passive investing. This is the book you have to read. It's called A Random Walk Down Wall Street by Burton G. Malkiel. Guess how many hedge funds outperform the S&P 500? 10% of hedge funds on a given year outperform passive investing, meaning passive investing, which is pretty much 0.001% fee, whatever. There is no research and development. There's no, portfolio managers that are following the news and, on top of everything and looking at earnings, balance sheets, everything. So basically 10% of hedge funds and I think 10% of active investors. I think it's more than hedge funds. I think it's just funds, which, have high budgets. They charge exorbitant fees and they underperform the index funds. But here's the thing. So you think, oh, just invest in those 10%. But here's the thing. The 10% of the given year, just because you outperformed the S&P 500 on a given year, does not mean that in the next year or the following years you're going to do it. In fact, chances are you won't. Most people do not do it consistently. And over a 10, 15-year time period, they underperform it. But yeah, Hex Bear, bro, I like you, but you got to level up alpha. Whales decided whether we were in bear or bull. The public is constantly chasing and getting chopped up. Whales are not the institute. I'm saying that's not even true. I don't know. What are you saying this based off? And I love you too. But I'm saying the institutions bought the top. Mike Novogratz, who's on CNBC every day, was one of the biggest investors in Terra Luna, and he got wrecked. He is a shitty investor, dude. He's not a good investor. They're not good investors. There is this like myth, there is this like ethos or whatever that like these people are the fat cats and they make money off managing your money and charging you fees. They don't make money off being good investors. They make a little bit, but it's really losing money because if you could just suck your thumb, as Richard Hart says, and buy the S&P 500, that means they're losing you money because had you just put your money in the S&P 500, you would have made more money. So they're really losing you money. It's like sort of impermanent loss. So whales decide they don't. I mean, what do you mean they decide also? Because they don't move it. They might be better at timing the market and stuff like that, but they're not all working together. They don't know who each other are. So one whale might decide, hey, I want to move the price up, and then a bigger whale comes in and eats him. He doesn't know if that's going to happen or not. So these whales are taking exorbitant risk as well. Like if they're trying to actively trade. Yes, they move the price up and down, but that doesn't mean that they decide where the price goes. Obviously a big buy is going to push up price and, things like that. But, it's not a guarantee because there's always bigger whales. And even if you're the biggest whale, you could be counter traded by two whales. So you got to level up your alpha and go to furufinance.com. That's my opinion, obviously, not financial advice. And I used to think like you too. I'm not trying to belittle you. I'm not trying to make it like I'm sort of superior. I just saying what sort of makes sense. And there was a point where I ate that where I drank that Kool-Aid, so to speak. Like the same thing is with Hart's Law, right? People think that the market moves together because there's a big, powerful dude who sits at the top and decides we're going to dump it. We're going to pump everything. They're going to dump everything. They buy and sell everything. And they're like moving it all together. It's like, no, it's because the liquidity is bonded, right? That's what Richard Hart talks about. So I think it's a sort of similar thing with institutions. Nobody knows where the market's going to go. Nobody. And the people that are... everyone's wrong, here. Like, I mean, some people are more right than others, but generally the people that are right are the people that, nobody knows about. They're on the fringes, like Richard Hart, right? But the people that everyone knows about, they're wrong. But yeah, I don't know. Appreciate you, Hex Bear, and I appreciate you engaging in the chat because obviously there was not too much content to cover today. And Jamie Crypto is here. Hey there, Furu. Hey there, Jamie. Jamie has picked up the TikTok. He's when the going gets rough, the rough get going. Jamie's been on TikTok. Jamie's awesome. You could follow Jamie on Twitter as well. He's a bigger account. He's got like over 1,000. It was one of the first Twitter accounts to promote me. So thank you, Jamie. Thanks for tuning in. I'll wait a second. You guys have any chats or super chats? If not, we will call it a day. It's a fun chat today. Be back tomorrow at 12, hopefully. If not 12, it's 4 p.m. But we'll keep you posted. If you're following me on Twitter, you would know. Again, go to furufinance.com. Thank you so much for watching. Hex Bear replies, the media is always saying the wrong narrative. Yes, this is what I said, and you could check out my latest TikTok. Why is the media always saying the wrong SHIT? Because, like I said, there's buy the rumor, right? And sell the news, right? If you want to get in on that 100x or 1000x, you have to get in before the news gets in, because once the news gets in, everybody knows about it, and the people that got in early have so much more selling power. You know, there has to be a correction. There's been such a run up, there has to be a correction. So buy the rumor, sell the news. What is the media? The media is the news. They are the news. Once something gets on the media, it is in front of everybody's eyes. Everybody knows about it. That's like what Richard Hart said. Like Elon Musk bought Bitcoin. The richest man in the world bought Bitcoin. No one else could buy Bitcoin. When you're on CNBC, the richest people in the world are watching. Hedge fund managers watch CNBC. The president watches CNBC. I mean, everybody watches CNBC. It's the mainstream source for market news. And once that happens, there's no one left to buy. So that's really why they're always wrong in terms of that. Now, there are other instances where they lie or they deceive people. I'm not denying that. But I'm talking about market predictions. That's what I think. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it makes sense what I'm saying. Does it not make sense? But yeah. Igloo Bamboo. Hey, Igloo Bamboo. You should be following him on Twitter. To chop up. That's when to start taking profits. Yeah, that's when it is to start taking profits. Just seen so back a bit to catch up. Sweet. Awesome. And everyone follow Igloo Bamboo on Twitter. He's got a big Twitter following. Search the Pulsechains. First punks on Pulsechain. Super bullish on it. Okay. Yeah. I guess that's it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. See you tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a great rest of your evening.